The Royal National Institute of Blind People, the R.N.I.B, support everyone affected by sight loss, whether losing sight, blind or partially sighted. Their practical and emotional support has helped thousands of people face the future with confidence, but they would rather that people kept their sight in the first place. In collaboration with Specsavers, they're using the iPod to take images of where they are and then experience what that view looks like with limited sight, such as with glaucoma and cataracts.
We're making the public aware of the eye conditions that can commonly affect people's eyesight. People have eye conditions which they're oblivious to, and what we're doing is promoting the point that by coming into the pod, having and looking at common conditions, it will prompt them to have an eye test and regular eye tests.
Why is that so important, the regular eye test, more than just occasionally?
Unfortunately, there's a lot of eye conditions out there you'd be oblivious to having. So by having a regular eye examination, we can pick that up. You'd be asymptomatic. So an eye examination at least every 2 years is the best way forward.
What is the most common condition and what effect does it have on people?
If we took a look at cataracts, so that's unfortunately it's an ageing process, so that makes the lens in the eye cloudy, so it gradually affects your vision. So you can't jump back 10 years and look what your vision was 10 years ago, but that's very treatable. If it gets to a point where it's affecting your vision, you would have an eye examination, that would get diagnosed, and there is surgery that can correct that.
Many people, especially if they are getting ageing, perhaps don't have the income they used to have, and they're concerned about the cost of eye tests.
So that's a great point. So if you're over 60 in England, you get a free NHS sight test, so that would cover that. There's always promotions available for eye examinations, so look out in your local opticians to see what offers they have, but it's very accessible.
In the iPod, the team were demonstrating that the black spots on the screen represent areas of vision missing rather than be seen as black spots, and how undiagnosed can potentially lead to full sight loss.
We're aware that 1 in 5 people can suffer with visual loss over their lifetime, and half of that is avoidable. So by having a regular eye examination, that's the best way of doing it.
I think it's very important that people check their eyes. If it's such a simple, quick inspection, it could save years of pain and terror of losing your eyesight. There are so many eye complaints that are curable, people don't realise they've had them. All they have to have is an inspection once a year, and it can almost guarantee that they can prevent eye disease and eye blindness by a very simple, quick, easy test.
If you don't go and see an eye care professional, you won't know the condition that you may have. It's best to know that you have nothing than to do nothing about it.
Have you seen any cases where you wish someone had come in earlier to you?
Yeah, unfortunately quite regularly. I have people come in. Glaucoma is an example of you get nerve damage, so the nerve is gradually it stops working correctly, and I get people who haven't had a sight test for 10 years because they haven't had any symptoms. They come in to see me, and it affects their field of vision so severely that they can't drive then. So it's very sad.
Shan Robins, That's TV.